Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth. My name is Yeshaya Yisrael, and brothers and sisters, this is Biblical Hebrew 2, the understanding of a feminine matter in Hebrew, part 1. All right. So as we went over in the past, namely lesson number 4, as well as lesson number 6, the letter Hey and the letter Tau are feminine letters. All right. So knowing and understanding that, what we want to do, brothers and sisters, is continue in the same vein and go on, brothers and sisters, for edification purposes. Okay? So, without further ado, brothers and sisters, not kill. Let us start. Biblical Hebrew lesson, part 2. Shalom. Giving honor to the creator of heaven and earth. Ezekiel chapter 16. All right. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. Let's look at this here. It says, Ben Adam, son of man, Hoda et Yarushalayim et To'el Boteha. All right, so let's see, brothers and sisters, the translation of what we're talking about. All right, son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations. So what does it say, brothers and sisters, in this particular regard? We want to, brothers and sisters, okay, let's circle or rectangle this. This word that we see here, all right, brothers, sisters, that you just seen with the red rectangle aspect around it, is the word Hoda. All right, the word Hoda, brothers and sisters, all right, means to cause one to know or to cause to know. But we also, brothers and sisters, okay, want to emphasize on is that the part that you're seeing put within the black part there, and I want to sit there, brothers and sisters, and highlight that. All right. That hey, brothers and sisters, is a feminine letter. Now, in Hebrew, as we already have explained and shown, that the letter hey and the letter tau are feminine words. So even though, yes, the entire word hodah is a masculine word, brothers and sisters, the actual first letter of it is a feminine word. Pardon me, is a feminine letter. So hodah starts off with the feminine aspect. Now, this particular word that you see here, hodah, brothers and sisters, that is the he-filled stem. All right? The he-filled stem, brothers and sisters, of the qual stem of this word here, yada. The word yada, brothers and sisters, means to know, whereas the Hebrew root word hodah means to cause to know. So the hif-il, we understand and know, brothers and sisters, is generally treated and understood in the aspect of the causative. All right? Ben Adam, son of man, hodah, cause to know, et Yerushalem. Now, this et, brothers and sisters, that you see right here, brothers and sisters, is understood as the definite article. All right? And that means that it's something that's definite. It's not just any sporadic thing. It's an actual pinpoint, actual thing. Sometimes it's used in front of names of people, and in many cases in front of places. All right. So et Yerushalem, Yerushalam or Yerushalem said by some. All right. Jerusalem is a place. Et to Boteha. One more time, brothers and sisters, with the word et. In this case, showing it as the definite article, something that is actually finite and not just any sporadic aspect. All right. So Now we have this here, to'eboteha. Now, what we're going to look at, brothers and sisters, all right, is that what you're seeing circled right here at the end is the word ha. Now, this ha that you see there doesn't mean the. That ha, brothers and sisters, signifies that whatever noun that ha is attached to, it's the feminine of that particular noun. It's feminizing that noun. All right. So what are we dealing with? The unfortunate, sad case, brothers and sisters, of the word here in definition. All right. To aboteha. To abote. To abot. To abote. Now, what does that word mean, brothers and sisters, when we get right down into it, all right, is abominations. To'eb is said here as to'ab. That means abomination. To'ebot, to'ebot, with that towel that you see right there, that signifies it, brothers and sisters, as feminine plural. So the word to'eba is a feminine word. All right. So now when you say to'ebot, that is the pluralization of that particular aspect. Okay. So now when you're looking at it, to'eboteha, that ha, brothers and sisters, that you see at the end right there, that represents her whatever. And in this case, to'eboteha, her abominations. All right. So that's just something I want to point out in that particular regard. Now, brothers and sisters, continuing on. All right. Let's go on to this next particular part that we see right here. Wa e'ebor alayik. Wa ek mit bo seset. Badamayik. Wa omar lak badamayik chayi. Wa omar lak badamayik chayi. So what, brothers and sisters, are we looking at in this particular regard? All right, let's go on. And when I passed by thee and saw thee wallowing in thy blood, I said unto thee, in thy blood live. Yea, I said unto thee, in thy blood live. So we want to sit there and show, brothers and sisters, all right, the feminine aspect in this particular regard. Feminine, 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 and feminine. All right. So what are we going to show in this particular case? All the parts that identify in that particular verse as it being a feminine aspect, brothers and sisters, has just been circled with the green particular aspect. So we're going to highlight, all right, and explain from this particular point what we're dealing with. Okay? Let's just deal with that right there. All right, quickly, let's explain. Wa bor, and I passed. Now, the word bor, brothers and sisters, normally means I will pass, from the root word abar, where you get the word pass from. All right, the Hebrew word for past tense is the word abar. All right, so now let's go on. So, wa bor, and I passed, and I passed, and I passed. Because of the while consecutive, this normal future tense word becomes in the past tense. Okay? Alayik. Now, as you already seen highlighted there in the yellow, all right, or mustard color, you get the aspect of how you know that that word is a feminine word. Wa ek. Wa ek. Now, I want to sit there, brothers and sisters, and take the time out now with this pen that the thing actually provided with. And I want to write out the roots of that word. Pardon that a little. All right, that's supposed to be my aleph. But the word that we're looking at in root, brothers and sisters, is the word ra'ah. Ra'ah means what? To see. Okay, so now let's go on. We went over this in lesson number 40 to number 43 with the word ra'ah. Okay, on this channel. So, wa'ir'ik, and I saw you. The root of that is ra'ah. Wah, that's the wa consecutive, also meaning and. Now, because it's connected to a verb, brothers and sisters, this normal future tense word ir'ik means normally I will see you. But wa ir'ik means and I saw you. And I saw you. This is what you call in Hebrew part of the inflections. All right, when you actually add the aspect of a pronoun to an actual verb itself. But because that's stated in biblical Hebrew with the wild consecutive, that normal future tense word becomes past. Okay, so let's go on, brothers and sisters, right? Wa ir'ik, and I saw you. Meet bo seset. Now, I want to sit there and highlight certain things, brothers and sisters, so we can gain understanding of what we're talking about. This mem and tau that you see there as the prefix, that identifies, brothers and sisters, that particular word as a hitpa'el stem word. All right, so we want to emphasize upon that for a reason and purposes, okay? Now, the root word of mit boseset, this is a present tense word. All right. If you go to like lesson number 50 and 51 and 52, you will see how the hitpa'el stem is explained. So now that's serving as the prefix. So you got bo seset. That tau that we see right here that I'm highlighting currently serves, brothers and sisters, as a suffix. So you left with bo sese. Now this also is et there, so that makes it feminine. So you have bo ses in root. All right. So now the word boses, brothers, sisters, in root comes from the root word basas, which means to tread. So now when you show this, brothers and sisters, in the aspect of the hitpa'el stem, the Hebrew word mit boseset, which is a feminine word, brothers and sisters, in Hebrew means to be consolidated. All right. So that's what that means in that particular regard. So what is it saying? And I passed by concerning you, and I saw you being established or being consolidated by Damayik. But Damayik. But Damayik. Now, what I'm about to sit there, brothers and sisters, and highlight is to show you the part there and the aspect of it being in the feminine. Now, the noun that we're looking at, brothers and sisters, I want to sit there and circle, all right, for edification purposes. And what are we looking at? Supposed to be an arrow, sorry. The word dam means blood. So, brothers and sisters, we want to highlight and expound upon the breakdown and the explanation of this word right here. This bet that you see there with the shawah, that means in or with, all right? But damayik, which means in your blood. Now, as shown with the highlighted part there in the yellow, that ik sound is how you know it's the actual aspect of that noun inside of the feminine, because the word dam, which is blood, is a noun, okay? Damecha would be if you were speaking to a male. Damayik if you were speaking to a female. All right? Wa Omar lak, and I said unto you, one more time with the wild consecutive. Omar means in normal cases, I will say. Wa Omar means and I said. Lak, meaning to you, we're speaking to a female. But Damayik. Now I want to emphasize and validate a point that I was trying to make earlier, brothers and sisters, in Hebrew. All right, but I want to color code this a little different. All right, I can't use black, sorry. I'll use red. You see that kwamatz under the mem right there in the red? And then you see this patak? right under there in the red. This is why I teach in the book that I wrote that the Qamats and the Patak actually both make the same sound. Because the exact same word. The Bet has a Shawah, the Dalit has a Qamats, and the Mem has a Qamats. But then the one on this line, the Mem has a Patak. That's why, brothers and sisters, I teach that Patak and Qamats make both the ah sound. All right, some people disagree, but this is part of the reason why I say such. Okay, so let's go on, if we will. Badamayik. Now let's go back to the highlight part. Okay, and we want to go into the yellow and show the actual aspect of its feminine there. Okay, Hayi. The word Hayi, brothers and sisters, means live. You're commanding, this is the command form inside of the qual stem. You're telling a female to live. Okay, now, one of the things, brothers and sisters, when you say Hayi, had it been masculine, it would have said Hayeh. But because you're speaking to the female, it's Hayi. And it comes from the root word initially of the word Haya. The word Haya, brothers and sisters, means to live. All right, so this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Okay, so let's go on if we will. Wa Omar Lak, and I said to you, Ba Damayik Kayi, and I said to you, in your blood live. So hopefully, brothers and sisters, this explanation was understood to identify the aspect of the feminine case. Let's go on because we want to sit there and show another PowerPoint concerning this, brothers and sisters, for reasoning purposes, all right? How's everybody in the room? Well, okay. Let's go on, brothers and sisters, to the next slide. Ezekiel chapter 16, one more time. Wa'ir kazek bamayim, wa'esh tof, damayik me alayik, wa a sukek ba shamin. So what are we looking at, brothers and sisters? Then I washed thee with water. Yea, I cleansed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. So, brothers and sisters, let us go and expound upon this particular aspect. One more time with that wow, with the wow consecutive. Aleph, Resh, Ket, Zadeh, by itself. Erchatz. Erchatz would normally mean I will wash. But as we keep emphasizing the biblical Hebrew, with the wa hachipuk or the wa consecutive, you have it to where the normal future tense word is turned into the past tense. Wa erchazek. Now, the root of that, brothers and sisters, we want to write out. Okay? I want to sit there and get this exactly. Sorry. That root word, brothers and sisters, is the word rakatz. The word rakatz, brothers and sisters, means to wash. So, what do we also want to point out, brothers and sisters, is that this right here serves as what? A prefix. All right, that's where you get the ani or the I part when it says I, right here that you see right here highlighted. Okay. Now, the feminine aspect that we're going to show, brothers and sisters, is what you see here. And I washed thee. Remember, this normal future tense is turned to the past. So this kasofit prefix with the zere under the zad, this kasofit prefix with the zere under the zade letter is showing you how that is the feminine aspect. Bamayim, meaning in water or with water. While eshtof, all right, we want to keep on emphasizing All right, brothers and sisters. You want to go to the highlighter? I mean, brothers and sisters, we want to go to the laser pointer. So this wah, as we see right here, one more time, serving as what? Brothers and sisters, the prefix, making this normal future tense word ishtof from the root word shataf. The word shataf, brothers and sisters, in most cases is translated as the word to rinse or to rinse off. Okay, so this is something we want to talk about for edification purposes. This word shataf is the root, whereas when we go, brothers and sisters, and show the highlighter with this is the prefix. All right, wa'eshtof, and as stated, the word shataf, brothers and sisters, generally is understood to translate it as meaning to rinse off. All right, so and I rinsed off damayik, your blood, me alayik, from you, wa sukik, and I anointed you by shaman with oil. All right. So this, brothers and sisters, is what we want to go over and show. Now, the next particular part, I want to emphasize on certain things for a reason. The aspect of when you put it in the biblical infliction, along with the verb or along with the noun, and how the difference shows in that. So let's go on and show this for edification purposes, if we will. All right. Wa aten nezem al apek. Wa agalim al aznayik. Wa ateret tif eret baroshek. So, brothers and sisters, what are we dealing with in this particular regard? Right? The while consecutive, as we see right here, keep on emphasizing that. Why etin by itself normally would mean I will give. Why etin means and I gave. All right. So the Bible there translated is I put, but it more so if you're putting something, if you're giving something, that's in the same ballpark in meaning. Okay. Why etin nezem, a ring. Sometimes this is just translated as the word nose ring. Al apek, the feminine aspect. Apek. Wa agilim, and earrings. Al as nayik. Now, with this first sentence, I want to take a pause and to stop for a second because I want to highlight something for reason and purposes. All right. Let's look at this. You have af, and here it says azna, but it's really the root word az ozen, which means ear, like the ear that you hear with. Okay. So what do we notice? Af is a noun. I pick your nose. Aznayik, your ears. That's why it says thine ears or your ears, thine nose. What are we pointing out, brothers and sisters? You see up here, and we want to show this with the laser so that way we can see what we're talking about. Wa'irkazik. Rakat, as we've shown here, is a actual verb. Or, all right, so that's a verb. Rakat is meaning to wash. Now, the word shataf, as we explained, means to rinse. So when you wash something, then you rinse something. Okay, so let's go on. But you notice with this particular verb, the infliction of this kaf feet attached to it, brothers and sisters, shows what? I wash thee. Thee is you. Whereas when we see down here, your nose, apek, aznayik, this kaf feet, brothers and sisters, that you see there in the yellow, all right, is attached to a noun. So You have your whatever when it's attached to a noun. And when that kind of causal feet is added to a verb, it's you, whatever that verb means. So that's something we want to point out. So if the word is ra'a, which is a verb, if you have a causal feet attached to it, it means you. I saw you. I will see you. Now, if the word that causal feet that's attached to something is a noun, it means your whatever, your nose, your eyes, your hands, your ears. You understand? So that's something I want to emphasize once it comes down to that. Okay? Let's go on, if we will, to the next part. Wa ateret, tif eret. Ateret means crown. All right? Like the kind of crown that you put on your head. And this word here, tif eret, I want to emphasize something, brothers and sisters, for edification purposes. All right, I want to highlight this part, if we will, okay? But I want to highlight it in a different color. Let's pick green. You see this part right here? Et. Feminine. And in Hebrew, the adjective and the noun agrees with each other. So when we see this word here, beautiful, it is this actual word here, tif eret, which is an actual adjective. The word tif eret, brothers and sisters, comes from the root word pa'ir or pa'ar. And this particular word pa'ir or fa'ir means beauty or adornment or that which is pretty. So that's something we want to point out. So tif eret, you putting, brothers and sisters, when we get into, this is what we want to talk about. When you get into biblical Hebrew, this tau is serving in many cases as a prefix. In the next part, we're going to go over the word Torah and expound upon that for edification purposes. But you notice how they have the word lamad. Lamad means what? Lamad means to study. And the word talmid, which all you did was just add the aspect of the prefix of the tau in the injection between the lamed and the dalet of the yod. But that tau, brothers and sisters, what that signifies that you're changing the noun, pardon me, the verb into a noun. Talmid, Torah, from the root word yara or hora, which means to teach. So, brothers and sisters, this is something we want to talk about. So the word ateret, you got a new vocabulary word, means crown. That's why you see the word crown here. Well, ateret tif eret. Tif eret, ateret tif eret. You see how it rhymes? But it's going to be rhyming and showing the flow and the aspect because ateret is crown, which is a feminine word. So the adjective that is modifying the particular noun, brothers and sisters, has to also be put inside of the feminine. This is what we want to talk about when we speak about the feminine matter in Hebrew, part 1. Baroshek. So let's look at this part right here, brothers and sisters. That bet means in or with. All right. So going back to the laser point, you got the word rosh. The word rosh means head or leader. So baroshek, brothers and sisters, means what? In or with your head. With your head, I placed a beautiful crown. But in English, it makes sense to say upon thy head. All right, so that's just something we want to talk about. But roshik, this ik aspect there is how you know it's the feminine there. Just like apik, your nose, roshik, your head. All right, so brothers and sisters, hopefully this was understood. And let's go on to the next slide. The goal and purpose. The goal in these classes is to have it to where one is able to speak the language, learn the vocabulary you use in regular day-to-day conversation, so it will become easy for you to understand. Example, if you are a cook or a chef, you will want to know how to say stove, which is tanor, the word thir, which means pot, and the verb meaning to cook in Hebrew is the word bishel. So learn the things, brothers, sisters, in Hebrew that you are familiar with in your vocabulary. So that way it becomes easier for you to glean an understanding of what we're talking about. So if you have a passion and a desire for a pet or an animal, you will want to know how to say chaya, which means beast, behema, which means animal. You have the aspect of katul, which is cat, keleb, which is dog, nakash, which is snake, atalef, which means bat, like the kind of bat that flies. You have the word gamal, meaning cambu. You have the word what? Tola, which means worm, like the kind of worm that's on the earth. You got the word tiquan, which means roach. Not saying that we are fond of roaches. You got the word akbar, which means mouse, which we're not too fond of that per se either. You know, but I'm just using that as an example. Build your vocabulary, brothers and sisters, on what you like. If you're into colors, Edom is red, Hum means brown, Shakor is black, Laban is white, Tapuz is orange, Adamet is pink, Tekelet is blue. So the point I'm saying, brothers and sisters, is learn the vocabulary of the things that interest you and that you use in everyday speech, and Hebrew will seem to be easier to you. Next slide, please. Books to get on Amazon. Hebrew is easy. That's a book to get, as well, brothers and sisters, as the Ben Yehuda book, and that can build your vocabulary. All right. So hopefully, people at this point listening to this are able to read Hebrew. If not, don't cease from watching these lessons that's being presented. But I emphasize and I hope that on the same channel you go to lesson number 4 and lesson number 6. I promise you, if you study lesson number 4 and lesson number 6, which I'm gonna put in the description of this, by the way, there's virtually no way, if you're taking your own notes, that you're not going to be able to read Hebrew by the end of the day if you apply yourself with that. All right? So with that, brothers and sisters, giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the creator and the maker of heaven and earth. The contact information as well as lesson number 4 and lesson number 6 will be in the description when it's uploaded. Shalom.